All right, why don't we get started? And as people are trickling in, we will just submit them. So welcome everyone once again. Apologies also once again for messing up the time zones a few weeks ago when we attempted to have this meeting already, but the time zones were not reliable. But I think today we nailed it. So thanks for joining us. The purpose of this whole town hall really is there's a major focus is going to be on the reviewing our new terms of references, which will open a lot of possibilities of engaging even more with the ECP section. And we really want you to engage, because we really want to diversify leadership roles within the WPA and really want you to step up if that's something you're interested in. But before we do that, we just have a brief look at the action plan as a reminder. When we set out about now a year and 2 months ago what our plan was. Obviously, that's a document that you always have access to, so you can follow along, but also read more about it after today's meeting. And then we will review what we have done up to date. And then one of the major administrative things we have done so far is, as I just mentioned, the terms of reference that are completely updated, and we will highlight a few important things there. So without any further ado, obviously, if you have any questions or comments, please just speak up. No need to raise your hand, just speak up. We will also have some time at the end, most likely for some discussion. And we're really keen to hear your thoughts, your questions, your ideas, your feedback. So once again, thanks for joining. And I think with that being said, Alex, I will hand over to you for the first portion, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So, as Rick mentioned, our agenda today is to report our action plan and explain the new terms of reference and the new opportunities. So, we've established some of the objectives for our mandate last year. That started last year. It's going up to next year with these core principles. And within every object, we define key actions and tasks inside this action. So that's a little too much information, but I'll try to explain a little bit. Our first objective was to strengthen the visibility and communication of our ECP section. So we started developing a communication strategy. We already had the newsletter, and now we're trying to have our newsletter published at least 3 to 4 times a year. Our social media engagement also was a little poor, so we created new social media pages and profiles on Instagram and LinkedIn, adding to the pre-existing ones on X and Facebook. And after that, we tried to we had a social media team that joined us. I'm going to explain a little bit more about them later. So we are regularly updating our web page every time as it's possible, and we are collaborating with national ECP chapters to promote the section throughout the newsletter and events. Also, the second objective was to optimize membership and participation processes. We started to identify and organize the membership and also boost membership applications. Also supporting ECPs in countries without official representation to benefit from the section's activities. So we, at the beginning of our mandate, we decided to categorize the ECPs in current ECPs, alumni ECPs, special ECPs, and allies. As you can imagine, the alumni are the ones that do not fill the criteria of ECP anymore. And the special ECPs are current ECPs, but they are from countries that do not have a national psychiatric association affiliated to WPA, which is a requirement to be an official WPA member. It doesn't prevent them to receive any contact from us. The only issue is that the special ECPs cannot vote officially in our elections for the mandates. Our third objective was to strengthen governance, administrative organization, and accountability for the ECP section. So we established a clear governance structure with well-defined roles. We now have a lot of roles that we're going to learn about. This way we optimize administrative organization. And also we are always looking for transparency and inclusivity and for in all our actions. Our fourth objective was fostering network, collaboration, and capacity building among our members. So we organized networking events and enhanced connection platforms for ECP. We created a WhatsApp group for each of our regions. Also, we are going to start research opportunities and collaborations. We've been so far just promoting them, but we are going to start having a special leadership to that inside our section. Also promotes training and professional development and mental health and well-being. And we already had and we developed and structured the World Psychiatry Exchange program that we are going to talk a little bit more later. Objective 5, we increase connection and partnership with national and international bodies. We strengthen this with the national ECP's chapters and also with continental associations like the EPA. And we are trying to do that a little bit more with the Zelos, which are a new position that we are going to present. Our sixth objective was to improve quality and quantity in our ECP events. We developed standardized guidelines for presentation and sessions. And finally, our seventh objective was to strengthen advocacy, representation, and funding opportunities. So we are in close contact with the WPA leadership, the executive committee, and we've been advocating for us to have funding for all our activities and representation for the ECPs in all WPA activities. We now have 515 members. Among these, we have 321 current members, 72 alumni, 55 special members, and 67 allies. So we are very happy to announce that we've grown and we've grown more than twofold the previous ECPs in the previous mandate. So a little bit about our activities report. In the beginning of our mandate, we've established the new committee and our roles. We've developed this action plan. We've launched the membership restructuring and the application system. Our social media platforms were created, and we had our first collaboration with other sections, such as the digital mental health section, the education and publication committee, and the medical students group, which we participated in mentorship during the last World Congress in Prague. Also, we created the WhatsApp communities and our opportunities repository and defined the trimestral newsletter. In the next bimester, June and July, we launched a global AI survey in psychiatry. Also, we delivered the first webinar on AI and ethics with the DMH section. We developed the ECP track for the WPA Regional Congress in Ecuador with our dear partner Andres, who's here with us. Also, we started planning the section anniversary, the 10th year anniversary for the WCP. We implemented the social media strategy and posting protocols, and we've disseminated research opportunities and other WPA initiatives. In August and September of last year, we finally launched the 10th anniversary video project, which was to call for previous and current members to share their view and their experiences in the section. We organized an internal archive system. We coordinated the ECP participation at WCP with chairs and sessions. Also, we started to develop an ECP track for the next years. We opened the World Psychiatry Exchange Program host applications, disseminated this global education service. We published our first newsletter. We created the social media subcommittee for the Congress and our welcome package for the ECPs. In October and November, we had these very high impact events, such as our participation in the World Congress of Psychiatry. We've promoted competitions, sessions, mentorship, and we participated in the presidential panel. We focus on networking and community engagement, implementation of the event evaluation mechanisms through feedback forms for improvement in our activities. And we launched the terms of reference revision process, the preparation for the annual report and public materials, and we had an active role during the WPA Regional Congress in Quito with an ECP-led session. We had a whole ECP track, regional engagement with ECPs, and networking events. December, we had the consolidation. We promoted key opportunities such as the exchange program, this year Congress submissions. We started collaboration with ISM Next. We continued the social media growth, and we planned started to plan this year webinar series. And finally, we worked on strengthening member communication and visibility. This year, we opened the ECP exchange program subscriptions, mentorship, and supporting for these Congress submissions. We developed the annual report, the action plan materials. We strengthened the collaboration with students and alumni, and the expansion of our social media engagement. In February, we continued the TOR revision. We launched our second trimester newsletter. We had the submission of 20 symposium proposals, 12 were ECP-led and 8 co-hosted ones, the implementation of the welcome package, and increased engagement. So last month, we finalized our TOR revision, and we began the presentation in the town hall sessions. We've participated in the intergenerational meeting of WPA with the primary care section. We launched the virtual journal club. It's a multi-section collaboration that is going to be an ongoing event. We also planned a difficult cases online session, expansion of the ECP involvement in their WPA activities, data analysis, also the internal governance and meetings were strengthened, and the participation in the 18th Geneva Conference. So the goals of the new terms of reference were to transform the ECP section from a small representative body into a global participatory leadership platform for early career psychiatrists. And we had this important shift from this. The first version of the TOR was in 2015 when our section started its activities. In 2027, the first amendment, it was lean and governance with minimal structure. And our second amendment that we are presenting is a full new ecosystem with governance, operation, engagement, and career pipeline. The key structural changes: the membership models became more inclusive. We've added these special members, as I mentioned. The definition of ECP became more sophisticated, like we added the criteria of subspecialty, migrating psychiatrist eligibility, because someone who is starting its career in another country will face the same challenges as ECPs in their base country. And we had a case-by-case flexibility. And the election and governments are professionalized. We established an election committee for the next election, a timeline, and also important, there's going to be an observer transition period. So the next mandate, the chair, co-chair, and the whole elected committee will be working beside us and for a smooth transition. And we had also this regional representation criteria. For the new governance structure, we now have 3 section officers, which are the chair, was Lamia. I'm the co-chair, and Rick is currently the secretary. And the remainder of the committee members, so we are 8 committee members, now have their roles adjusted. We have a projects and capacity building coordinator, license and partnership coordinator, research and publications coordinator, communication and outreach coordinator, and conference and events coordinator. We proposed a term limit for section officers, not mandated or enforceable, because the WPA bylaws doesn't allow it, but we want to keep the objectives and principles of the WPA section. It's strongly recommended that section officers serve on the ECP section for only 1 triennium. So these are us. So I'm the South America and currently the Latin America representative. Rick's North America. Lamia's Middle East and Northern Africa, Fatma is Western Europe, Sarah's Eastern Europe, Sharad is from Asia, and Tajil and Shweta represent now the central and south part of Africa, because Tajil is finishing her maternity leave and she's going to be back soon. Also, there's someone with the microphone. Okay. And Catherine is the Australasia representative. So we have this new appointed position to strengthen participation. We should talk a little bit more about them. And we are launching these new positions, which are going to be the ZELOs, the Zonal Assistant Liaison Officers. We have one for each zone, because we've grouped the WPA zones for these 8 regions, but we have 18 zones. So they're going to have 18 liaison officers for each region to strengthen ECP's participation. One change we had was that the Zone 3, which was part of North America, is now combined with the South America, because we've discussed this among us and the local representatives, and they thought it would make sense due to cultural proximity for the Zone 3 to be part of Latin America.
And that is actually one of the positions that you will be able to apply to. So basically, effectively, practically how this will work, I'm just going to use my zone as an example, right? So I'm representing Canada and the United States. And again, the reason why I'm representing 2 zones is the WPA has 18 zones, but each section is limited to 8 section officers. So we kind of had to compress the 18 zones into 8 zones for the purpose of the ECP section. And so that's why I'm, for example, representing two zones. But so there will be one of the ECPs representing Canada and one of the ECPs representing the United States of America. And then they will basically report to me. But it will help with outreach. It will help with including more people. And the same will happen in Alex's region, right? So Alex is representing Latin America. So he will have one zonal representative from Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean, one from Northern South America and one from Southern South America, and they will all report to Alex. So you see, while we are only 8 people in the section committee, we will have 18 ECPs already included in new leadership roles.
Yeah, thank you. They want to take over the presentation?
Yeah, happy to. If you can just help me click, thank you. So just a brief word on the different roles that we have created now. So the first one is project coordinator, and actually Sharad is with us tonight. So I will just invite Sharad in just a second here to talk a little bit about the World Psychiatric Exchange Program. But the objective really of the project coordinator will be to work with Sharad, under Sharad, right? So each committee member, as Alex was saying, has kind of a big bucket, and that is their field of work. And under each of these committee section member officer, there will be ECPs working with them. So for example, Sharad we will be recruiting project coordinators that will be working with Sharad. And the objectives of these project coordinators are actually to support the projects and capacity building coordinator, which is Sharad, in implementing specific initiatives such as training programs, mentorship schemes, or educational webinars. We already have one example. We have Dr. Mario Valiente from Mexico, who is currently coordinating a popular format of the section, which is a difficult case discussion. And so basically what's happening right now is, at the moment, Mario is organizing all our difficult case sessions. And so there's actually one to come fairly soon in May about substance use. And Mario at the moment reports to us, to the board, to Lami, Alex, and myself. But after the official elections, and when we recruit for project coordinators, Mario will be reporting to Sharad, and there may be other positions within the project coordination space. And Sharad, maybe I can hand it over to you, right? So one of the projects that Sharad is coordinating is the World Psychiatric Exchange Program, which is one of our flagship programs and a very established program at this point in its 5th edition. And Sharad is coordinating the program at this point, and I invite you to just say a few words about the program, Sharad. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rick. Thank you, Alex. It's been wonderful listening to all the things that you've turned the section to be able to do. I really appreciate the growth. Just a quick word about the World Psychiatry Exchange Program here. It's been now, as Rick said, in the 5th edition. We're going to launch the applications for the host institution. We're going to try and make this into the cycle that goes along with the World Congress of Psychiatry. So we're also going to be able to try and synchronize it so that the hosts and the applicants can actually meet up at the World Congress too. This would be something like a sort of a small exchange fair. This was Lamia and Alex's and Rick's idea that we could implement. Along with this, we're also looking to see if these exchanges can lead to research projects and collaboration. So that feeds into another activity from the ECP section too. The other aspect of this is that we're looking to do something much different from before. And this edition we have done in this way that every person who has applied has been matched to at least one of the locations in the that have been hosting the program. Now, we have had 46 applicants for this last cycle, and all 46 of them have been given some sort of a match. There are still some hiccups that we're trying to do. And I think one of the big things here that Alex and Rick were mentioning is that, yes, we need support for one person to be able to take out time and do this along with all the other activities. It's a little time taking. So yes, it has been a little bit of a challenge trying to complete all of this, but in principle, this has been accomplished. So at present, we have 9 locations. You can see that it almost goes across North America. You can see Africa. You can see Europe involved, Asia involved. We would really like applicants wanting to host from South America. We see a lot of interest with regard to applicants wanting to wanting to complete an exchange from South America. That's really great. We'd really encourage anyone who wants to take up that. We have a web page, and I'm also available for any queries with regard to the exchange program. Thank you so much, Rick and Alex, for this. Over to you.
All right, perfect. Thank you. And I know we do have at least 2 participants on the call from South America. So Sharad was directly talking to you, in case you didn't hear it. Misha and Grace from New Zealand are also here. As you could see, maybe you have seen it on the map, but New Zealand, Australia, Australasia is currently also missing. So we would love to have exchange programs there as well. Just to give you an idea, when Sharad talks about, right, it's a very comprehensive task. It is not only the exchange, right? It's not only like organizing the host institutions and the participants, which already is a lot, and the matching process. And Sharad has really done so wonderfully, like getting this matching process more transparent and equitable. But it is also, right, like after and before the exchange, we need to make sure that we ask the host institution, what can you offer? How can you offer it? We need to, work with the participants once they have completed their exchange about their feedback, right? Then this feedback is fed to the host institutions, and that is then also going into the restructuring of the program for next year. So there's so many opportunities for ECPs to help with different aspects of the exchange program, right, under Sharad's leadership. So that is one tangible example of what a project coordinator would do if appointed. Alex, can we move forward, please, with the slides? Perfect. And here just again, like go to our homepage to find out more about the exchange. And we have a specific homepage for the World Psychiatric Exchange Program, actually, which you find here. Next slide, please. Second role is a liaison support officer, which and coordinator. So that would be to work with Fatma. And the objective of the support officer would be to work with Fatma on strengthening the connection between our section and other sections within the WPA, within our section and the executive council, external partners such as the WHO or universities or NGOs, or also really reaching out to other national psychiatric organizations that may currently not be part of the WPA, right? Because as Alex said before, one of the challenges we have is that a lot of countries do have national psychiatric organizations, but they either don't allow or, you know, the early career psychiatrists into the national psychiatric organizations until they have finished their training, or it is too expensive for trainees to join, or there is like more than one organization in the country, or there's really no organization in the country. And we see our goal really to give a voice to the ECPs around the world, irregardless of the existence of a national psychiatric organization. And so that would be one of the tasks that you can work with Fatma. Next slide, please. Going to Catherine. Catherine is currently working on our newsletter and is also taking over the leadership around the social media team. So ECPs can now apply to assist with newsletter editing and collecting stories and editing the stories and formatting the content, but also like really help contribute ideas, how we can, make the ECP section even more visible outside. And a big part of making the ECP section more visible outside is through social media. And we have a very active social media team that Alex is going to talk about now. Alex, you are currently on mute.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. We have now our social media officers who are under the leadership of Catherine, and the leader of the social media team is Dr. Hen Jamley. But there is a very large team supporting now from many countries, and they've been very active promoting our section and also other ECP initiatives. So we do have now our main pages in social media, which are the Facebook page, the LinkedIn account, which you can look for or scan the QR codes. Also, we've been very active on Instagram. So we now have almost 700 followers in less than 1 year of the page existence. So the social media is offering updates from the section, monthly selection of opportunities, practical advice and how-to skills, the Dear ECP interview series, the psychiatry through art, and the mental health awareness campaigns. Also, there's the ECP Spotlight, which is an initiative that the goal is to highlight the ECP achievements and connect with the ECP with similar interests. So any ECP can promote there. Also, there's the Research Peak, promoted the latest paper within the global network, so the ECPs can promote their research work. Another initiative is the panel A Day in the Life of Psychiatrists, to give the opportunity for recipients to share a typical day of work in their country. So here is the contact for any ECP who would like to submit or be a part of our social media team. So over to you, Rick.
Thank you, Alex. So other positions that will open up are positions that are related to the work of Hedgiel and Sweater. And we, particularly when it comes to event and logistics, particularly when it comes to the World Psychiatric Congress, so they will collaborate with them on the conference, the Congress, the yearly Congress, and also other events, webinars, regional meetings. That was an opportunity. Next slide, please. You can work with me or the secretary on membership coordination. It's a very, as you can imagine, also complex process, because when people apply, we check for their eligibility. We sort them into the respective criteria, either like current ECP or special ECP or alumni, as Alex has mentioned before. But also it needs to be updated, right? Because for our next election, we want to make sure that there's an up-to-date database. And also that means that people need to be shifted around, right? Someone who's currently a special ECP may eventually qualify to become a current ECP and can vote in our election. But also current ECPs mature and they may be now alumni, and they need, they cannot vote in our elections anymore. So you will work closely with the secretary on the membership coordination and also on outreach. And we also, next slide, please. Before I talk about the finance coordinator, I briefly mentioned we have one more with Sarah. Sarah is the research coordinator,
I think I may have skipped the slide. Here,
there we go. Yeah, that's okay. So Sarah is the research coordinator and the publication coordinator. That means you can assist Sarah in helping design surveys, helping with data collection, literature reviews, manuscript preparation, but also thinking through the research and mentoring academy that we are currently building. And also really be, for example, I told you about the World Exchange Program. And part of what we do is to collect data from host institutions and participants, right? So naturally it lends itself to collaboration between different coordinators and different officers we take the collected data, we want to publish, and so there should be this whole process should be really streamlined. So there's an opportunity to work on that if research is your strong suit. And then we also have we can go back to the last slide, Alex, please. The last that you were on, yeah. And then we have the finance coordinator that will oversee financial matters for the section. So we are in the process of thinking through avenues to collect money for the section, for section activities. And so you will work closely with the chair, Lamia, and the co-chair, Alex, on the money acquisition, and also to think through the process and budgeting and how to spend the money and how best. And lastly, we will also have an alumni and mentorship program coordinator that will work with all committee members, right? Again, when people transition from current membership to alumni membership, these officers or the project coordinators will help us with alumni engagement, connect them as mentors with mentees as part of the research and mentorship academy, for example. But also really to just keep members that want to be connected to the section as alumni really active and informed. So that all goes to say that there's so many different positions that will open up. You can apply for these positions starting in mid-May. More details to come. Look out for an email. We will, as you can see on this slide, have ad hoc working groups and task forces as well, depending on the need. But they will then report to the section, and they are temporary. whereas the other positions are more positions that, we haven't decided yet elected for how long, but they will be elected, versus working groups and task force have a bit of a different task here. We want to show you at the end organogram of like what this all looks like. And so you basically have the WPA leadership, the executive board, which is basically the president-elect, the secretary for finances, the general secretary, and then also like the education secretary. Then under, them, you have the ECP section. You have the ECP section officers, like the chair, the co-chair, and the secretary. There is the whole ECP section committee that we are part of, and there's like 5 other members as we have presented tonight. There will be working groups and task forces working with us. And then we have appointed positions. ECP can apply for these appointed positions to work with the section committee members. And then we have general members. But again, there will be lots and lots of opportunities to actually be engaged. And if you're interested in applying for any of these new positions, or you have any questions, just wait for the email with more details, or also just reach out to us if you want to learn more. And I think that is basically the end of our presentation. Yeah, I think that one we can just leave. So we want to open it up. We want to hear from you. We would love your feedback. You have seen what our plan was, what we have done already. You have heard about our new terms of references. The new terms of references actually have many more details. We just highlighted opportunities for our membership and for members to become more active, to diversify leadership and representation. But we would love to hear from you. Any reflections, any thoughts, any comments, any questions?
So, I think either everything was very clear or no one interested, but here.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Rick. A good morning, and this is Moses Mwanguzi. I think this is my first time to join this meeting, and it was really exciting, the work that is being done. Thank you so much. I am from Uganda, from Bara University of Science and Technology, and I am graduating as a psychiatrist in the next 3 months. So congrats to me. And I'm happy to be part of this team. I'm also, I think I met Rick a few years ago. I am part of the Eastern African Young Psychiatrists and Trainees Association, EAPTA. I'm the executive member for Uganda and the CME coordinator for EAPTA 2025, 2024, 2026. And I also work on the committee for the Ugandan Association of Psychiatrists as a events coordinator and organizing CMEs. We work together with a team. We're a team of quite busy individuals who make that possible, and I'm really excited to be having that opportunity to work on those committees. Thank you so much for what is being done to really improve, the service delivery for ECP. And my question really is going to be about where I can, participate, because I am really, really interested, especially to be part of the Dr. Sarah, the research coordinator. I've had an opportunity to be engaged in research from my undergraduate level, from I think my 4th year in Uganda. We We have trainings at undergraduate for 5 years. After becoming a medical doctor, then you train for more 3 years to specialize in a given field. So I trained for 5 years as an undergraduate, and I got an opportunity to participate in research as an undergraduate. And over time, I've developed really interest in pursuing that career line, but also improving practice via generation of evidence. So with mentorship, I have been able to win a few grants here and there, and I think my interest is really growing. In Uganda, I've not had members. Either I need to probably look around and find out. Improving visibility for WPA ECP in Uganda. So I think that's an opportunity that I am so much willing to take up. And also, as I said, my interest will be being part of the research coordination team with Dr. Sarah. Otherwise, I'm open to any other, opportunity to be part of this team. Excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you as well, Moses. And first of all, congratulations on almost graduating. That's an important milestone. Secondly, don't make me look old or sound old. We just met last September, so not many years ago. It was fairly recent. Let's just say that. But yes, amazing work that you guys do with YAPTA. I do want to highlight a few other things. So first of all, thanks for expressing your interest to apply for a position to work with the research coordinator. We very much really appreciate the interest, the willingness, and please look out for the email for more information to come, and please apply. I think there are other opportunities. We currently have 10 members from Uganda in our section, including you, and we are 500 members. So there's definitely room to improve in terms of membership. So please share the membership application link. Alex, maybe you can help me to post the link, please, in the chat here with your colleagues, because you really want to be as representative as possible. And please share it. Obviously membership is for free, and there's lots of opportunities if you're a member. The other thing I do want to highlight is, if you ever, either through the Ugandan Psychiatric Association or YAPTA, have any webinars, and I know you do because I'm part of your WhatsApp group, please share them with our social media team so that they can advertise them, or you can share them on our WhatsApp groups, or you can share them on our listservs, because oftentimes the content of your presentations is not only relevant to East Africa, but also to other members. I also do want to mention one thing and highlight one thing. There have been a couple of, thank you, Alex, for sharing the application link. There have been a couple of ECP congresses now, and that is actually in addition to the World Congress of Psychiatry. The ECP congresses are solely organized by ECPs for ECPs. And we had one in Tunisia, I believe one was in Greece, one was in Egypt. And we are actually right now looking for proposals for ECPs to host the next Congress. Alex, submission deadline was July 31st or July 1st?
I think so.
Yeah. Check your emails. You definitely have more than one email asking for applications. I do know from the Kenyan Psychiatric Association, ECPs, that they are quite interested in applying. And I think they were actually looking for a partnership in the region. So maybe, through YAPTA and through the Ugandan Psychiatric Association and the Kenyan Psychiatric Association, it can be application from all of you, because, the more representation, the better. But I encourage you to consider applying for that as well.
Hi, Moses. This is Dr. Sarah here. I'm with the World Psychiatry Exchange Program. I have a request for you. Would you like to host early career psychiatrists from around the world at your institution? It's a fairly simple process. We have an application that's going to get opened up in July. There is no one else hosting early career psychiatrists in Uganda. So I think you have the first movers advantage to see someone working as you are, to see the beautiful country of Uganda and all the wonderful work the psychiatrists are doing there. It would be great. We have interest coming in from the rest of the world. We'd be happy to funnel to Uganda as well. Just to let you know that you would be in charge of selecting who needs to come to you. You would be evaluating, who wants to come and based on their interest and all of that. Yes, I realize that the exchange program is hit adversely by the current geopolitical situation. But I think that's something that will pan out in the long term. So I think this is something that you can, set the ball rolling within your country, within your organization. Kenya is already hosting a track. We have Charlene, who is hosting the early career psychiatrists from WPA. So I would really encourage you. Please look out for the applications. I think sometime end of June, beginning of July, we'll be opening the applications up. So do consider getting Uganda in the exchange program.
Thank you, Sharad. Super helpful. And Moses, I'm also national coordinator for McLean Hospital in the US, and each program really has its own activities they can offer. Some programs are more clinically in nature, some programs are more research oriented. So it's totally up to you what your institution can offer and what you're interested in.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rick and Sharad and Alex. This has been very enlightening to me. And well, thank you so much for mentioning about the hosting the Congress. I think we have actually had a discussion as a YAPTA, and we are in the process of applying, and I think we shall most likely reach out to you, Rick, anytime soon to help us really consolidate our application before we submit. We have compiled the first draft and we are working on improving it. We are with our mentors, Dr. Frank Jenga and others in Kenya. It's going to be
lovely.
Yeah. So thank you so much for highlighting that. Yeah, sure. and this very year, I think in March, I was given an opportunity to be part of the organizing committee for the Chirimo Hospital group. It had a symposium. It was, I think, March 5th, and personally, I was part of the committee. I chaired the committee that was involving early career psychiatrists and residents competition. So we're glad to have had about four of the residents actually winning medals, me inclusive. So we're really glad that Chirimo has been very supportive, and Dr. Charlene, we also had a conversation with her because we're also thinking of having under AYAPTA having these exchange programs more extended across East Africa, because in Uganda, for example, we have not been having that opportunity to know that actually there are exchange programs. And I think for Uganda student psychiatrists, we are having, I shared with the president. So that opportunity, I'll be waiting for the email and I'll be able to share with others. Otherwise, I'm really excited to be part of this, and thank you so much for the opportunities shared.
Yes, thank you. And I thought I saw you on a picture from that track, and I was in Kisumu at that time. So congratulations. Yeah. Actually, Misha who's on the call as well, will be going to Kenya as one of the first exchange program participants at Chiromo. So there's also an opportunity to connect with someone from New Zealand.
Ooh, what an opportunity. Welcome.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
Yeah.
And I was just I have to go now, but yeah, thanks very much, Alex and Rick. I know Gary Chung previously was involved in hosting the exchange in New Zealand, which was disrupted by COVID, but I'm keen to get that going again, so I'll be in touch. Gerard
That sounds
about the logistics and stuff.
yes, perfect for joining.
Cool.
And then we got one chat message. We have Patka. I hope I pronounced it correctly, from Mumbai, joining us from India. And yes, absolutely, keep an eye out for the emails we send. We do usually send like an email or two a week. So there's lots and lots of information. There's the Congress, the ECP Congress, there's webinars, there is ECP prices. Please check your emails for ECP prices. The nomination deadline is at the end of April. So there's lots of things happening. It can be a bit hard to keep up, but please contribute as much as you can and want. All right, we have about 2 minutes left. We have another town hall in 11 hours. If you're still up and you're bored and you want to hear all of that again and want to contribute again, please join us. But any last minute questions or thoughts or comments?
Thank you for all the work you do.
Yeah, thank you. And Andres is actually the ECP coordinator for YACAPAP, which is the International Society for Child and Adolescent Psychiatry. So it's a very helpful connection and partnership that can be built under our partnership coordinator, Tejal and Fatma.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, any last words from you?
No, just like to thank everyone for coming, and hope to see you in more of our section activities.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone, and look out for our emails, and thanks for joining.
Ciao.
Bye.